In the glittering yet unforgiving arena of streaming television, where series are greenlit, binged, and buried with alarming speed, few creators approach their work with the unflinching honesty of Lena Dunham. The girl's auteur, whose sharp wit and unflagging candor have defined a generation's cultural conversation, has once again bared her soul, this time through Too Much, a Netflix romantic comedy that defies easy categorization. At a recent FYC panel, Dunham dropped a bombshell: the 10-episode series will not return for a second season. Far from a cancellation lament, this revelation underscores the project's original vision, a self-contained tale of love's messy beginnings, inspired by her own whirlwind romance but unbound by autobiography's chains. Too Much, which premiered to buzz and debate, centers on Jessica, a New York transplant navigating the labyrinth of London life post-breakup. Played with chaotic charm by Megan Stalter, Jessica stumbles into the orbit of Felix, a brooding musician portrayed by Will Sharpe. Netflix's logline nails the dynamic. Felix is a walking series of red flags, equal parts allure and alarm. What unfolds is a rom-com for the disillusioned millennial, laced with cultural clashes, awkward intimacies, and the intoxicating rush of reinvention. The season culminates in a wedding, a bold endpoint that ties the narrative bow with irreverent glee. Dunham, co-creator with her husband Luis Felber, insists this finale was no afterthought. It was the heartbeat of the story from inception. The genesis of Too Much reads like a modern fairy tale with footnotes. Dunham and Felber, a musician whose eclectic soundscapes evoke London's underground pulse, met amid the pandemic's isolation. Their courtship, a blend of virtual sparks and serendipitous city walks, ignited the spark for the series. It began simply as a girl moves to England. She meets a musician. They fall in love, Dunham shared in a pre-premiere chat with The Hollywood Reporter. But like any great love, it evolved, swelling into a world rich with secondary characters. Jessica's sardonic expat friends, Felix's eccentric family, and the city's foggy backdrop as a character unto itself. The autobiographical germ is there, Dunham's transatlantic leap, Felber's artistic soul, but she pushes back fiercely against literal readings. While the germ may be autobiographical, it's gone in directions I never could have dreamed, she explained, emphasizing fiction's freedom to exaggerate, invert, and illuminate. At the FYC event, held in a sun-dappled Los Angeles venue buzzing with industry insiders, Dunham doubled down on the limited series intent. Our intention was always to make Too Much as a limited series. We had told the story. It ends with a wedding, she declared, her voice steady amid applause. The panel, a ritual for Emmy hopefuls, allowed her to unpack the creative alchemy, how Stalter's improvisational flair infused Jessica with unscripted vulnerability, and Sharpe's subtle intensity made Felix's flaws heartbreakingly human. Dunham revealed a delightful Easter egg in the finale, a scene where her voice yells, "Cut!" from off-screen, a meta-nod to her directorial roots. It's these touches that elevate Too Much beyond trope-heavy rom-com fare, weaving in Dunham's signature blend of humor and heartache. Yet, true to form, Dunham leaves a sliver of possibility ajar. Who knows, maybe there will be a time down the line when it feels right to check in on them again, she mused, her eyes twinkling with that trademark mischief. This isn't sequel bait, it's the artist's eternal dance with what-ifs. In a landscape dominated by franchise fatigue, her restraint feels revolutionary, a vote for stories that breathe, conclude, and linger. Too Much clocks in at 10 episodes of brisk pacing, each under 30 minutes, perfect for the attention-spanning age. Viewers praised its unapologetic messiness, Jessica's disastrous job hunts, Felix's ghosting tendencies, the cultural faux pas that bridge and widen the Atlantic divide. Critics lauded the supporting cast, from Ilana Glazer's turn as a no-nonsense therapist to Jack Farthing's scene-stealing as Felix's posh brother, adding layers of British satire. Dunham's evolution as a showrunner mirrors the series' themes. Post-Girls, which wrapped in 2017 after 6 seasons of navel-gazing brilliance, she stepped back to recharge, grappling with industry sexism and personal reckonings. Too Much marks her streaming return, a pivot to comedy that honors her roots while exploring new terrain. Collaborating with Felber brought fresh dynamics. His musical expertise shaped the soundtrack, from indie folk ballads to euphoric wedding anthems. The production, filmed across London's rain-slicked streets and cozy pubs, captured the city's dual soul, romantic yet relentless. Dunham directed several episodes, her lens favoring intimate close-ups that capture stolen glances and unspoken tensions. Beyond the romance, Too Much probes deeper currents. The expatriate's alienation, love's red flags as green lights in disguise, the courage to rewrite one's script. Jessica's arc, from heartbroken arrival to altar-bound adventurer, echoes Dunham's own leaps, but with fictional flourishes like a disastrous pottery class or a Midnight Thames confession. Stalter, a hack standout, embodies the role with physical comedy gold, her physicality turning vulnerability into vaudeville. Sharpe, fresh from The White Lotus, lends Felix a quiet magnetism, his character's growth a slow burn that rewards patience. As too much bows out, Dunham's Netflix alliance endures. She's deep into Good Sex, a romantic comedy starring Natalie Portman and Mark Ruffalo, promising her incisive take on intimacy in later life. Directed with the same blend of levity and laser focus, it explores desire's endurance, a thematic cousin to Too Much's youthful follies. Dunham's oeuvre, from memoirs like Not That Kind of Girl to producing stints on camping, consistently champions women's interior lives, flaws and all. In an interview she reflected on the joy of closure. Ending it felt like exhaling. We've given them their messy, magical now. For fans, Too Much isn't just a binge, it's a mirror and a map. It validates the chaos of cross-cultural crushes, the thrill of red flag roulette, the quiet victory of I do. Dunham's real intention, to craft a finite fable from infinite feels, succeeds spectacularly, proving that sometimes, less is more. As Jessica and Felix exchange vows under London skies, we cheer not for sequels, but for stories that end just right, leaving us fuller for the telling.